Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free of the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up? What up? Welcome, Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? What the heck is that? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. All right, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Also click the notification button. That's the little bell right next to it. And that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. Now, let's see. Ooh, there's a little crazy thing there. If you're watching this on our mobile app, excellent. Oh, my God, that's what I'm talking about. All right. And if you don't know, wait, you didn't know we had a mobile app? Come on, man. Where have you been? Listen, we have a mobile app. So listen, wherever you get your apps from, and it doesn't matter where you get them from, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Venture. Doesn't matter. Okay, you go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. If you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And listen, we have our own Roku channel. All right. So if you have a Roku television in the house, if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel. All right. Download it you already know how to do it. Stop acting crazy. You already downloaded Stars. You've already downloaded Showtime, Paramount Plus, Hulu. You've downloaded all these. Okay. So put a smack dab in the middle of all of them. All right. Amazon Prime, all this stuff. It'd be appreciated. And when you do that, you can watch us on the big screen. I'll tell you what, we're on the big screen, right? Mickey, Ficky, now. So now you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, all one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, we'll follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. We have an excellent show, but I need you to get interactive. So listen, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube or a mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. I'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best Chicago sports talk show, morning sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. You know how I do it. Questions, all questions, comments, smart ass remarks. We bring them, baby, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's see who we got in the chat already. Man, she's in here early. Lavette Lee in the house. Good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Be Smooth in the house. Brian, how you doing, Papa? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. James Ford, what's up, Papa? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My man, my Shawn Walls in the house, a.k.a. Greg. You know, Greg is in this mother Hubbard. Hell yeah. You know, I got a little Greg going today. That's what I'm talking about. Russell Webster in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. J2K, the Walls of Jericho. He has joined us. Good morning, Papa. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will tune in later as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can tell you. I don't know a lot about a lot. I do know about that. I do know about that. Okay? Now, great show, 10 o'clock today. Our man, Erik Kramer. Instead of the Monday morning quarterback, it's Tuesday morning quarterback. He had, or Wednesday morning quarterback. So I don't even know what day it is. He's coming on today to talk Bears. What does he see? What does he not see? What would he do? I mean, he's already told you what he'd do. He's trading Justin Fields. So we'll just have him reiterate that again. And we'll talk about the game plan, see what he liked, he didn't like about the game. So he's going to be joining us at 10 o'clock. Oh, man, my man, Mr. Shorty's in the house, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Papa. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. So 10 o'clock, Erik Kramer. Got some questions for him, for that guy. That guy over there, that guy. You know, it's a tough time. It's a tough time. And what's really funny is the impatience of people. All right. The impatience of people. And people think, you know, routine is extremely difficult to come out of. Okay. When you're in a routine, sometimes people can call it a rut. You know, it all depends on what you do, what you call it, how you label and title it. It gives it different attributes, different characteristics. Because if I say routine, you know, if I say routine, you're like, okay, I do this, this, and this. But if I say rut, a rut has a negative connotation because it's just, it's a situation where you may not want to be in, or something that you're comfortable in, or something where you're not challenging yourself. And that's the one thing. You know what? I want you guys that we should always challenge ourselves. Okay? Always be challenging ourselves. All right. And that's the one thing that people don't like. People resist change. They don't like change. Okay. So we hope that that you challenge yourself on various levels. All right. We hope we provide a lot of education for you here. Okay. With my background, with my knowledge, I want you to become more educated fans. Okay? I want you to become more educated fans of your particular sports team, because we have more than enough meatball fans. We have more than enough people who want to talk and say crazy stuff and post and tweet crazy stuff, but really don't know what the heck they're talking about. Okay. Mr. Shorty, well, so we'll give you a goodbye on Friday. Shawn, it's been my last time you chat for a long time. I started a new job Monday. It's really complicated. Won't be able to be in the chat. All right, I'm gonna miss you guys. I miss you too, man. We'll miss you too. All right, but I understand more. Life gets in the way. Life comes fast. So I wish you the best, Shorty. I wish you the best with your new gig. And whenever you get a chance, man, pop in. If you get the day off, if you're sick or whatever. You're always welcome to come back and join us and just talk shit in the chat like we always do every show. But we'll talk. We'll talk to you a little more in depth on Friday. All right. We got lots to talk today. We got some Bulls to talk. We have some Natty, the national championship game to talk. We have some Blackhawks to talk. Some Cubs talk. Oh my goodness. Cubs talk, the White Sox talk, and some Bears talk. We got a lot to cover today. So you know what? Let's get with it. So guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's see where we're going to go. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Oh, goodness. Okay. That's how we're playing it. Here's where we start off, baby. Here's where we start off. The Blackhawks. The Blackhawks fall to the Edmonton Oilers 2-1 yesterday. And it was a battle. It was an issue of Connors. They had theirs. We did not have ours. Conor McGregor is arguably the best player on the planet. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. And we have the young buck, Connor Bedard, who is not playing for us right now because he has a fractured jaw. Connor McDavid with the game winner yesterday. Hawks went up 1-0. Edmonton tied it. Edmonton won it. And Connor McDavid is just doing Connor McDavid things. This dude's big, strong, fast. And he's playing with a lot of confidence. And as I said, arguably the best player on the planet right now. And it's tough. It's tough. These are the days that we're going to have. These are the days that we're going to be glad are over when it's all said and done, when we come out of this darkness that is a rebuild. All right. Mrazek stopped 13 of 15 shots yesterday, and Dickinson was the only tally on the board for the Blackhawks. He scored unassisted. So he's the only one with a point yesterday in that game. Blackhawks are off today and no rest for the weary, because the next top of the morning topic is the Blackhawks travel to Winnipeg tomorrow to face the Winnipeg Jets. The puck drop is 7 p.m. That game is on NBC Sports Chicago, or you can listen to it on their flagship 7:20 a.m. It's tough when I can't imagine how difficult it is for them now, because you're in the middle of a rebuild. I mean, you tore it down, rebuild. But by the same token, your star is out. The guy that the rebuild is built around is out. how difficult does that have to be? You know, how difficult. I can't even imagine. The guy that you want to get experience, the guy who just got voted into the youngest NHL All-Star in the history of the NHL is out. And you're like, holy sheesh. So how is this? How do you get motivated? You know, how do you get, as a team, how do you get motivated? I know you're professionals and it's your job, but man, that's gotta be tough. That has to be very, very, very difficult. And with a team full of youngsters, it's got to be extremely difficult because a lot of times, remember, you're getting the best of the best, meaning these guys are usually the best on their team. So losing to them is something that they aren't familiar with for the most part. How does this young team handle this? This is where the coach comes in. Right? And people, you know, what's really funny, I shouldn't say funny because it's literally not funny. But what's interesting is how quick people are to gloss over the issue of coaching when it doesn't fit their agenda. You know, I sit there and I don't do it a lot. You get a lot of just jamokes on social media. You get people who don't understand how things work. They have their point of view, which you're entitled to. It's a free country. You can have your own point of view. But oftentimes, it is uninformed or misguided. And you're like, come on, bro. What you think for real? Connor Bedard has his jaw broken. He's reaching for a puck. He got a big hit and cracked his jaw. Yeah, broke his jaw. So he'll be out indefinitely, which is great. So now he'll even be thinner when he gets back. Because I'll probably most likely be feeding him through a tube. So, but yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy because I don't know how I deal with that. How I would deal with that. I don't know. The golden child, you want him out there and because he's getting better, he's developing, all the while still giving you phenomenal highlights, and now he's gone. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. You're darn right. Applesauce and protein shakes. Oh, my man is checked in. Armando Emeterio. Lara Jr. is in the house. What's up, Junior? Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. Let's see where we're going to go. After the... where did it go? Here we go. Next top of the morning topic, the Bulls. Only the Bulls. The Bulls host the Houston Rockets tonight at the United Center over on the west side. Tip-off is 7 p.m. You can catch that game on NBC Sports Chicago or listen to that game on 670 a.m. The Score. That's their flagship station. Zach LaVine has returned. He's been coming off the bench, which I think is a great thing for Billy Donovan to have done. The The Bulls are winning. In the last two, the two games that Zach has been back, they've won. I don't know. How does he see? How does he feel? How does he? That's my question. How does he feel seeing this team win without him? How does he feel seeing this team play efficiently, play well without you? How does he feel coming off the bench? You know, some people have egos to the point where. Awesome. Unfortunately, I got to coordinate the pickup of my mom. She's got to go to CrossFit today. She's going to her CrossFit class. And I just didn't hear from the lady, and I had to make sure. So the warden's getting ready, and the lady's like, "Oh no, I'll be there." I said, "Okay, cool." So if you follow me on Facebook, you can check out I'm sure I'll have a picture or maybe a video of her working out later today when I get off. But yeah, the Bulls. They're playing a good brand of basketball. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. And what did I tell you? If Zach LaVine can humble himself and play Billy ball, we might have something here. We literally might have something here. The athleticism that he has, he's been playing defense the last couple of games that he's been back. I'm like, whoa, who was that? How long is he going to be gone? And can you stay, whoever you are? Because Zach LaVine has bought in. Zach LaVine's bought in. It seems like this first two games. Oh, here just came across the wire this very second. Luke Getsy has been fired. Wow. Whoa. Breaking news. I mean, it's not shocking. I want to hear the list of, but most importantly, it said the Chicago Bears, this according to Tom Pelissero. Luke Getsy and Andrew Giannacco are among the staff that have been let go. They didn't say who else. They're not giving me anything else. Wow. You know what? I'm okay with it. I am more than okay with it. You know, there's been an issue. Is Giannacco okay? Yeah. I'm more than okay with it. We assumed it was going to happen. And it happened. This is crazy. Good. 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 I just got a text. I'm talking about it right now on the show. So I'm excited. So that opens up that opens up Pandora's box. And it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, we'll talk more about this in a moment. But breaking news, the Bears have fired offensive coordinator Luke Getsy and the quarterback coach Andrew Janocko. But didn't I tell you Luke's going to be the so that means Eberflus is staying for now. And I'll tell you, I think Eberflus is staying for good. Here's why. I can almost guarantee you. I shouldn't even say that. I just, in my heart, this is what I feel happened. They're waiting for Harbaugh, which is why no reports came out on Monday, Black Monday. That's when you fire your coach. Nothing from Harbaugh, or they heard back from his peoples, and one, he might not be interested, or two, he got a phenomenal offer from Vegas or someone else that the Bears are unwilling to match, is my thought. So once they figured out with that scenario, they said, oh, okay, cool. Now that he's gone, and now that he's like maybe off the table, now we can have this press conference because people are going to ask, well, you fired this guy. What about the head coach? My buddy who's on top of saw a flight tracker with a private flight flown from Ann Arbor to Chicago. Well, that's possible, but there's a lot. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, truth be told. But I'll tell you what, people in the city of Chicago were happy. We're happy. We're happy. And we're not happy because a man lost his job. No. I'm happy because an incompetent coordinator is no longer calling the shots. It's no longer calling the shots. You know, I don't want you to think that I wish ill will on him. I don't. But no buts. I don't wish ill will on him. Luke Getsy was in over his head. Luke Getsy refused to make adjustments. Luke Getsy refused to cater the offense to the skill set of his quarterback, who has a very particular set of skills that he's honed over the years. So this is not personal. This is literally just business. Because whether it's Justin Fields, who I want, or it's a new quarterback, you can't put them in harm's way. You're harming their development. You're harming their ability to make $300, $400 million. I don't want to get too crazy here. But that just came up. Next top of the morning topic. We'll start with that afterwards. Man, Tiger Woods. Woo, Charlie. Tiger Woods and Nike have concluded their 27-year partnership. What? 27 years. Insane. Look at Tiger Woods' contract. This is since 1996. Look at his contract. 96, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001. $40 million was his first contract with Nike. His second contract was $100 million for 5 years, 6 years, 5 years. Then you had a 7-year deal for 160, and then you had a 10-year deal for 200. Look at that. 2, 3, 4. He's made over $500 million with Nike. And look at this. Look at their golf revenue. Look at their golf revenue. This is just a different chart. It has everything that I just showed you on his salary from before. But in 06, Nike's golf revenue was almost $600 million. It capped in 07 over 600 million, in 8 over 700 million, and then it stuck between 6 and 700 for 09, 2010, 2011, 2012 went back up over 7. So I think it's a great deal. They paid him $500 million, and literally within 1 year of 06, they made it back. And then in 07, 8, 9, 10, their peak was at 2013. They made about $775 million. 780 is what I think. 783 is what I think what it was. Insane. 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 And you saw, I mean, how many times did we see this? How many times did we see that? Sundays, the red polo. It was a shark's fin. It was a shark's fin. For many, a golfer. I can't tell you the times. How awesome it was seeing him on a Sunday. I can't tell you how awesome it was when you saw that. He's walking down the 18th fairway. Remember here in Lamont? He's walking, and he had the galley behind him. He looked like the Pied Piper. And he's walking down the 18th fairway, and everyone just spilled onto the green, onto the fairway behind him as he's walking up to win the U.S. Open. That was an amazing, amazing picture. Amazing, amazing sight. If I can find it. I'll be able to find it. And, you know, to have that, I mean, you know what he did he made, well, how much did he make for Nike? Approximately? Shit. 500. I'd have to do the math. God bless it. How many billions of dollars did he bring in for Nike? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He brought in over $7 billion for Nike Golf. $7 billion. Yeah, I think they maximized their. Yeah, I think they maximized their relationship, and he did too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we can't lie. You make over $500 million. That's a good. That's a nice little run you got there. That's a nice run. Wow. After 27 years, we got more breaking news. Oh my goodness gracious! Great balls of fire. Let me tell you, there is. I don't want. He's not the Teflon Don. Shoot, I don't like that one. He's not the Teflon Don, but he's, hats off to him. He's going to be here a while. Breaking news: the Bears. The Bears will retain Matt Eberflus. Say what you want. And I have said it. I'm a fan of his. And I'm telling you, this what happened. What I believe happened is this. They're in on Harbaugh. That was their dude. Chicago seems to be his favorite NFL team. I think they finally said, "Hey, you know what? We're going to give you. Here you go." Maybe he wanted too much control. I think they had some conversations about what was going on, and didn't work. Matt Eberflus will return as head coach of the Chicago Bears in 2024. Your thoughts? Are you happy? You happy? Huh? I don't know. I'm happy. Trust me, I would have loved to have had Jim Harbaugh. I would have loved to have him running stuff here. I really would have. I really would have. No, Shorty, no, I'm sure you saw it. He's been fired. Getsy's been fired. Crazy Ace in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I'm looking at all the comments. AC Adam, good to see you, Papa. Yes, Getsy did get fired. He did. He did. So it's a good day. It's a good day. We have a fresh start. But the most important question and the most important hire now is who is going to develop this quarterback, whether it's Justin Fields or whether it's someone else. I want it to be Justin Fields. I've been on my soapbox for him since the day they drafted him. Since the day they drafted him. Who do you get? Go get Greg Roman. Go get Bobby Slowick. Who do you get? Who wants to come over as an offensive coordinator and get get this ship pointing in the right direction? Who of quality? That's the question. Who of quality do you want to go get? Or who wants to come over? No, I agree, Junior, but it's the thing is Greg Roman going to roll with Jimmy Harbaugh? That's the only tough thing. That's why he's probably not on the staff now. He wanted to wait, or maybe Jim told him, "I'm leaving. Come with me to wherever I go." All right, cool. Listen. You know, when you find people you work with, especially in the coaching industry, when you find someone that you trust, when you find someone that you love working with, you're going to want to work with that person as long as possible. But let me take a quick break, all right? On the other side of the break, we'll finish up with top of the morning topics, and I wait for Erik at 10 o'clock, all right? So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Or Mullings, I should say, barreling free. The physical player who's been in the background most of the season. Play fake. McCarthy looks down the field, can't escape. And the Huskies with their first sack tonight. Donovan Edwards rotates in at the back. He's got the football. Bumps into traffic and escapes. Donovan Edwards racing to the end zone. Michigan flexing immediately. Penix pitches it out, and the catch is made by Tyler Rogers. Shakes a tackle. Donovan Edwards, who scored the touchdown in the first possession, back in the game, and he's loose again. Edwards off and running. Welcome back, Donovan Edwards. 46 yards.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of ESPN. That was a natty. That was a national championship game. And let me tell you, it was a good game. It was a really good game. You know what? I enjoyed it. I wanted Michigan. No ifs, ands, or buts. I wanted Michigan. You know, I was hoping, you know, kind of a personal connection. So J.J. McCarthy from Chicagoland area, just outside of Chicago in LaGrange Park. And one of my guys is has been his quarterback coach. His quarterback coach. Since he was, what, 6th grade, give or take? Yeah. And my guy's one of the best in the country, if not the best quarterback coach in the country. So it's good when you see people that you know. And so it was awesome to see him. And I texted him yesterday, you know, and I was just like, man, dude, I'm so happy for you, so proud of you, because like a lot of that success belongs, you know, falls at the feet of a good friend of mine. Jim McCarthy's a really great kid. The times that I've met him, or I shouldn't say, the times that me and Greg have talked about him, you know, and he seems like a great kid when you hear him. And I wish him well. You know, he has to decide whether or not he wants to turn pro. I think he will, especially if Harbaugh leaves. I think he's out. But you talk about a fairy tale season. 15-0, undefeated, national champions. No one had to there was no debate. There's some as far as getting in, but it was settled on the field. And that's the most important thing. Is this shit on the field, or is this by voters? No voting necessary. It's on the field. It's done. You watch it, winner take all, done. Listen, here's what I gotta do. I gotta walk her out. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Let's take a real quick break. Give me a second. I'll be back.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. We got to take another break in a few minutes anyway. Had to get the warden in the car. There was a little bit too much ice out there earlier, and I had to make sure she got there. I wasn't going to let her walk down and, and trust that she'll make it all right. But we're talking. I see some people are not happy. Okay. I hear you. It makes sense, and that's what makes this tough. OC will get 1 year, fail with Justin, and the entire staff will be fired a year too late. So Bears. Well, Vaughn, what do you mean you missed out on the golden opportunity? What do you mean? Does it make sense? Why fire the whole staff, literally the whole staff, but keep the head coach? Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, well, Poles has married himself to Flus. Flus has a bad season next year. They're both gone. Yeah. Like I said, I truly think they talked to Harbaugh's people. I truly believe that. Why do you think they waited? That's my opinion. I think that they talked to him. I think that they probably just couldn't come to an agreement. Maybe he wanted too much power. Maybe he wanted too much money. Maybe who knows what the situation is. It's Eric, just checking. Who knows what the situation is? But I think that's why it happened, because yeah, if they were to trade Justin, this would have been a perfect time to align coach and QB. Yeah. So that it leads me to believe that they're in on Justin. And remember what I told you. And let's not get all crazy. Let's not get all right. And I'm listening to Wiederer this morning. And he said something that is just so asinine to me. He said, if you start off with, we were talking about Marvin Harris. If we trade a pick, we get Marvin Harrison and picks and improve the team. He goes, but you can improve the team with Caleb Williams and then an offensive lineman at 9 or whatever if we want to trade up. And I said, wait a minute. So you'd rather get one guy who you don't know what he can do yet at this level, as opposed to getting 3 or 4 guys. You know, with the pick we got last year, with the number 1 overall pick last year, we got DJ Moore. We got Darnell Wright. We got Tyreek Stevenson. And that was one more, I think. Those 3 all started. Those 3 all made an impact. Those 3. So if we can do that again and get 3 more starters this year with Justin, and again, if Justin Fields doesn't work out, guess who has 2 first picks in 2025? Guess who's going to have 2 first picks in 2026? Guess. Take a wild guess. So, and here's true. We don't know those other 3 players, but I guess I agree. So would you want to bet and say, hey, I hope this one player works out, or give me a number of players. Give me 3 or 4 players that I hope works out. So now you're using the law of average, and then the picks are high. You're talking first or second, maybe a third, but first or second, give me a bunch of first and second round picks to choose from, as opposed to giving me, for me and Bears Nation, pinning all my hopes on 1 first round pick. 1 first round pick that I hope he hits, or give me 3 or 4. Vaughn, if it's a QB, give me the QB. The roster's already solid. So are you with the trade Justin part of the fan base, or are you with the keep Justin part of the fan base? It sounds like you're with the trade Justin part of the fan base. That's what it sounds like. And believe me, I would have loved Jim Harbaugh. Would have loved it. What if he didn't want to come here? What if he thinks working with Justin Herbert is more attractive than working with Justin Fields? What if he loves the California weather more than he loves the Midwest weather? I mean, we don't know what the heck is going on. We're not privy to those conversations. And what happens if Eberflus does get this team into the play? See, everyone's talking about, oh, this sucks. Didn't we have 3 wins last year? How many did we have this year? 7. Oh, not to mention the circus that was going on with firing the 2 coaches. If they get the OC hire right, it can change. That's it, Leo. That's it. They have to get that right. Period. End of story. Because it looks like Flus has called the defense again. If they get the OC hire right, game, set, match. Doesn't matter now. Either way, Justin learns a new offense, or they draft a new quarterback. Flus is fired. A new head coach is stuck with a guy that wasn't his. Very similar to what the Bears have done before. But the Bears have always been bass-backwards. They've always been bass-backwards. No, I disagree. I think they had a horrible game. I think they had a horrible game, but I think it's pretty solid. I think Tevin Jenkins, Nate Davis had a bad game. Tevin Jenkins had a bad game, done all right. I think you need a upgraded center. I think you go get a free agent center, draft Cedric Van Pan or the kid from Oregon, one of those two, take over next year. And if you feel that way, man, you go get the tackle with your number 9 pick, or trade up and go get Olu or Alt. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, the locker room, that has a lot to do with it. Let me take a quick break, because on the other side of the break, Erik's going to join us, and we could ask him. We could ask him his thoughts now that the landscape is set. You got a head coach, and they need to hire new assistants. That should be fun. That should be fun. Just trying not to get in to get fired, all right? Keep it right here. Erik Kramer on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17. Back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Jones about at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down. Great tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too. These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
3rd and 4. Look at that throw. To Moore. Inside the 30. And finally,
right here and get 8 yards quickly.
Here it is to the sideline.
Uh-oh. That's going to run. That's the end of the half.
That's it. That's not even close. They say Wicks was stopped in the field of play, and halftime is here.
What a job by Stevenson. So for people at home, you might make your flight tonight.
I hope so. Get the 3-stopper on the way home. Need to make the first leg. That's out to the 30.
Running back in.
They fake it to Jones.
Oh, they miss.
Love fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Brisker right before he went out of bounds.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CBS. We know what that was. That was Sunday's game. But the man, the myth, the legend himself is here, and we are ready to ask him. You know what time it is. Time for our guy, Erik Kramer.
This segment of Shawn and Maya in the morning, Monday Morning Quarterback with Erik Kramer, is sponsored by Goal Mental Wellness, Inc. Because your life is calling. Goal, get out and live. Because life is too short.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so seasoned, so
Erik, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Well, like the rest of Chicago Bears Nation, licking my wounds this morning.
Well, I'm sure you heard. I believe you heard the news. I would have supposed. Eberflus is staying. Getsy is out. He's been fired. I think the rest of the staff has been fired.
Really?
Your thoughts?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it just came across the wire.
Okay.
Adam Schefter. So it looks like everyone's gone except Eberflus.
Wow. I don't know what's worse. Starting all over with just the head coach, starting all over completely. I would have thought just the offensive staff, or at least Getsy, would be gone, but whatever. Obviously he's been, the source of a lot of, meaning with Getsy, the source of a lot of unrest, I would say. And I think, on one hand, I feel bad for him personally. Don't know him, never met him.
Right.
But the scrutiny that position or any position falls under is, you have to have empathy for somebody, I think. And moving forward, at least offensively, I think this is a good move. They'll have to find somebody to come in, that to me feels like just like you would do anywhere. You'd upgrade something. If you're firing somebody, it means you think there's something out there better, which clearly there is. And it's just a matter of finding who those people are. Hopefully he's had some history with them in some capacity and would feel good about, bringing them on and what they could do once they get here.
So the question is going to be who? Because you're coming in as you have 1 year, and there's a lot of pressure on you. Because if you come in and sneak up the joint, and you don't see it, let me backtrack. Press rewind. Maybe I think this signals that they might probably going to stay with Justin then.
What made you say that?
Well, because what's going to happen is then you would if they don't stay with Justin, they're going to get a new quarterback with a new offensive coordinator. And if this guy doesn't work, do they fire? Does Eberflus get fired? Or do you think Eberflus has a new leash now? Does he have a longer leash if they get a new quarterback?
To me, here's what this move says. Forget the quarterback. The move to retain Getsy says this is not a 1 year and we'll wait and see how you do and then you're gone possibly. Because there's nobody is going to come as an assistant coach into that situation. So I think remove Justin Fields from this whole equation. It has nothing to do Eberflus is here to stay for multiple years. They believe in him. They believe in the culture he's bringing. So he and Ryan Poles and now Kevin Warren are obviously, there is some symmetry and some coordination going on between the three of them. So, I don't think there's not 1 second that's been. All of you are now tied to Justin Fields. That's not happening.
So do you think now that because this happened that they do grab another quarterback?
I think this sets the stage for exactly that, because you're going to have to hire a staff now. As you said, there's only one guy coming back on the staff, and that's Eberflus. Well, then you've got to give all those people time to invest themselves and sell what they're doing and teach what they're doing. And that makes the perfect segue into a new quarterback to me, because now think of the upgrade this team, the dismantling first, then the upgrade that's taken place just in the last 2 years. And then now you've got probably the best draft the Bears are ever going to have coming up, and top to bottom. Mm-hmm. Then a whole year of free agency, then a whole part-time of, like we just talked about several weeks ago, about how do you get another Montez Sweat? How'd you get the first one? Well, you got the first one because he became a cap casualty. He wasn't going to sign back with Washington. They weren't going to sign him back. And there's going to be a center out there. There's going to be another edge rusher. There could potentially be a left tackle. Who knows? There could potentially be, I don't know, what else do you need? And so as has been talked about lately, probably more than ever this year, is Kevin Warren's role as what he has been doing all of this time. That's kind of been in the shadows. And I think that the direction this franchise is now taking is a positive one, in my opinion. They're set draft pick wise, they're set salary cap wise, and so on. And I think this is going to be a very good off season for the Bears these next several months.
So I believe I misspoke, because I was looking through it and it hasn't said they fired everybody else on the offensive side or the rest of the coaching staff.
Okay.
So I misspoke. So that changes a lot, because I would assume you're not going to. Why would you fire the defensive staff?
Correct.
You've done really well. They've done really well. So Toke and those guys. So I misspoke, and I apologize. So most of the defense come back. You're going to need another DC most likely. The more you say it does set Eberflus up, because you basically clean house on the offensive. So who are they keeping on the offensive side of the ball is going to be the question. And I mean, you can obviously you got to get a new OC, but you can replace everybody else. Do you like the wide receivers coach? Do you like, you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. I'm anxious to see. With their press conference, do you think you hear Kevin Warren? Because you're going to hear Ryan Poles. We're going to hear Ryan Poles at the end of, whenever the press conference is. Do you think you'll hear whether the Bears fans are going to hear Kevin Warren?
I think more than ever. Yeah. And I think, Kevin Warren has they've let it seep out that he's been around basically, with the Rams when they made their resurgence in St. Louis. Was he at any time with the Vikings?
Yeah, no, he's the guy who got the stadium built. So
okay,
yeah,
great. In other words, I think we're starting to hear more about his kind of behind the scenes role, and at least from an organization standpoint, how he works, which is sort of with a long range view. And, I love it. I think everything the Bears have done these last couple of years have been all positive in that way. And like I said, the sky's the limit on what this first round draft pick potential is going to be, whether they pick a quarterback with it or whether they use it to trade down, get another quarterback, but then other picks to go along with it. Because DJ Moore was one thing, but there's plenty of teams, 2 or 3 of them, sitting behind the Bears that all need a quarterback. And so what are they willing to give up? And I'm sure those talks have already been taking place.
Yeah, so let's go down that road, because Do you see, and this is my craziness coming in, so pardon me for sounding a little woo. I think the Bears are
this is the time of year to do that.
The Bears are in a good spot for the double trade back. All right. I think you go, Washington has their guy, or they're going to have their guy once they get a new coach and they get to sit down and figure out who it is that they want. Okay. And the Bears can ask, because these guys are generational, and everyone, they're saying they can get a bigger haul. Okay. They're expected to be able to get a bigger haul. So can you get 3 first-rounders and a player? Well, you know what? I'm going to ask for that if I'm Ryan Poles. 3 first-rounders and a player. And if Washington wants their guy and wants to come up, I'm going to say, hey, it's 3 first-rounders. I would even, for Washington, for you, I'll do you a solid. 2 first-rounders and a player. And the players that I want in this order are Deron Payne. All right, if you ain't going to come up off Deron Payne and you give me scary Terry McLaurin, the wide receiver, if you don't want to come off of him, then you give me Jonathan Allen. I think that, and then who's at number 3? The Pats. They need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that we're number 2 and we're willing to. I think it's a good chance. And this could literally, Eric, if it plays out that way, then you trade back with the Pats and you get, maybe they don't have guys you want. So, okay, you get give me 2 first-rounders.
Mm-hmm.
This could be really, really, really advantageous. And you talk about the way to build a team is through the draft. How much better do you want than having freaking 4 or 5 first-round draft picks in the next 2 seasons?
Okay, so here, as you're talking, it reminds me of the movie Draft Day.
Yeah, Kevin Costner.
So that is what this draft could become. And I know that was Hollywood. This is reality, but it sure has the feel of something like that. And so,
hey, the Simpsons predicted crazy stuff on TV, so why can't Draft Day?
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
accurately.
And I love it because I think this particular draft has the ability to produce exactly what you just laid out, or something along those lines. And again, I mean, this is how you go from average at like bad in the beginning of the season to above average. And then here's what I just saw. If we want to talk about this Packer game, what I saw was in one uniform, a guy who was fluid and elite. In another uniform, I saw a guy who was tentative, couldn't decide what to do or how to do it. And one guy that threw for about 150 yards and nothing really happened. And one guy who actually took over the game. And so the guy I'm talking about is Jordan Love. Again, another Green Bay Packer quarterback. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that at every position that guy is operating at an elite fluid level. So is Aaron Jones, the running back for Green Bay. And, you know, that's not happening in Chicago. And so go get those guys and put them in a system where fundamentally they're as good or better than anyone else. In fact, better than anyone else. And go ahead.
Nope, guys, we're joined by former Chicago Bears quarterback Erik Kramer talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. See, the thing, the issue that I have is like people talk about, you know, Alex Brown after the games, like, I want that quarterback. I want him. I want someone to do that. I said, okay, I get it. But what's the difference between for me, do you know what the fundamental and the biggest difference is that people just like to gloss over? Love has been in this system for 3 years, his whole career.
Okay.
He sat there behind a Hall of Famer, which is, you know, you talk about fortunate.
Yep.
And so when it's his time, and I know what's his name left to go for Denver, Nathaniel Hackett, but there's still LaFleur's was calling plays, so he still has that structure. So his first 2 years, this is the only system he's known in the NFL.
Yeah. Right. Who does CJ Stroud sit behind?
Who does CJ Stroud sit behind? CJ Stroud he didn't sit behind anybody. He went right. But you know who he had? He had Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick is an offensive. We know, yeah, but he's come from the Kyle Shanahan. All those coaches were together. He comes from the Kyle Shanahan tree of quarterback coaches. So you got a guy who knows how to cater to this quarterback's skill set, because there's no difference in between, for me, college measuring college tape from CJ Stroud and Justin Fields in college. They're both pocket passers. And what happens? He goes to a system where Bobby Slowick, who's one of the hottest offensive coordinators, does what this is what CJ Stroud can do. Well, guess what? I'm going to do a lot of what he can do and do a lot less of what he can't do. And Justin Fields has been forced to run, forced to not have it. So it all depends on the system, as you well know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we need to finally get someone here, is an offensive coordinator who's going to be here. Because if you come here and get another system, hell, Cutler had six offensive coordinators, 7 play callers in 8 seasons. That's not continuity. Green Bay, unfortunately, they've had continuity, and that sucks. That's been crappy for the last 30 freaking years, and it looks like it's going to be 40.
Okay. I'm just saying, there are plenty of examples out there. If you take your eyes off of Green Bay for a minute, because there's 31 other teams besides Green Bay, they've all had success one way or another. There's no formula that, okay, because he sat behind Hall of Famer X, therefore he's going to be great. That's not how it works. The way it works is a guy's already freaking good, and he learns by watching. You can learn by watching other quarterbacks. All you got to do is have a computer. That's it. And they all have that. And I differ from you in a big way that because Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 or 3 years, therefore, that means nothing. Because everybody else in the league was watching Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and whoever else. So Tom Brady didn't sit behind anybody. And there's obviously ways to go about this. You're a huge Justin Fields fan. I am the opposite of a huge Justin Fields fan. So Justin Fields has proven to me and to the rest of the league, he now has trade value. Done.
He does have trade value. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and my point was, it wasn't because he sat behind Aaron Rodgers, who is going to be a Hall of Famer, is the fact that he's been in the same system for 3 years. Now, because all you need is somebody. Look at Mahomes. Mahomes wasn't behind a gold jacket wearer or gold jacket getter. He was behind Smith, but Smith ran that offense efficiently. He ran it very well. So he had someone there, and then the second year he took over. That's all I'm saying, is the continuity for him is the first year you learn, or for Justin Love or Jordan Love, first 2 years you sit and learn, and he was afforded, that was a luxury for him. All right. Just like for Mahomes, a luxury for him was the 1 year. And then he played the same system that he was learning. And I think that's the biggest issue, the consistency. So
yeah, I get it. Trust me. Think of like John Elway, how John Elway was basically his own offense. Yeah. And then all of a sudden a guy named Mike Shanahan comes along, and he's a 2-time, not Super Bowl getting blown out quarterback, but actually winning 2 consecutive ones. So I get how, and that time they took Terrell Davis, who had been sort of a 6th-round draft pick, and made him a league MVP. So did all of a sudden Terrell Davis learn how to run that he didn't before? No, he was in a great system around other great players, and who himself was really good. And so there's a number of ways to do this, but if you're getting to the point that the Bears need some continuity coaching-wise in a system, couldn't agree with you more. And but is that the reason Justin Fields hasn't played well consistently for 2 or 3 years? No, it's not.
Me and you're gonna fight when we see each other, Eric. We're gonna wrestle, buddy. We're gonna wrestle. We're gonna be in the middle of the hotel, like, what are those 2 grown-ass guys doing? Talk to me about this defense now. Talk to me about this defense. Where do you see? We'll talk about the offense in a second, but what holes do you see that still need to be filled? Because the defense isn't perfect. The defense isn't Super Bowl ready. This defense isn't there. They're close. They're a hell of a lot further than they were at the beginning of the season. What holes do you see on the defensive side of the ball need to be filled? And how would you fill them? Free agency or rookie or both?
Well, okay. So the first thing this team needs is more depth on the defensive line. So it needs another edge rusher. It needs Jervon Dexter to move from a 1 technique to a 3 technique. It needs somebody else inside that can provide consistent push up the middle. Now you've got something, and you've already got some good players behind them as they sit today. And so it's just adding more depth to that. Now, this Packer game, this game, what was the score? 17-9. It felt like 117-9.
Oh, yeah, 17.
There was never a point in time where the Bears were in contention. Never. And it didn't matter. Offensively, the Bears didn't do anything. Defensively, they couldn't have stopped Agoura High School, which is where I live. And so I don't know. I think that they've gone many, many, many weeks as a defense basically carrying this team. And obviously last week wasn't the case. And I don't know how you can't start over, but I think you just keep getting better at what you're already doing well. And for whatever reason, this past week didn't work. But you know what? Green Bay was hot coming in themselves.
Yeah, and they also had something to play for. They were the winning in, so that had a lot to do with it. And as much as I hate doing it, I got to give Green Bay credit. You know, they came in because they knew they needed to win. They knew they were in the same predicament last year, the win to get in, and they didn't, and they lost to the Lions. And you know, they were more focused, and I believe we were outcoached. I believe, and you know, I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, wait a minute, they just ran motion. I'm talking to Bears on offense. Just ran motion. Guy runs across with him. So it's man, and they run hitches. You're running hitches when you realize it's man. I mean, some of the things that I saw, and this is like, I was hanging with my buddy, my fullback on Sunday. So it was funny because he and I we talk football at a little different level. Like there's literally no one around us. The bar's packed, but it's just me and him. You know what I mean? Just because everything else is like nobody's there. And he freaked out. He said he noticed it, and I looked at him like, and they showed up like, what are you kidding me? Then they run the different routes. Like I'm not understanding, you know. And thank God he's gone. So I guess it's kind of a moot point because he's gone already. Right. You know, but Sunday, recapping Sunday's game, like just the game plan was horrible, and it's some of the things that. And again, I'm not absolving Justin from his problems and his areas of deficiency that he needs to work on. There are some, but you need the coaching, and you need to be put in a system. You can't be running, you know, where did you remember the pass to DJ Moore? It was like 3rd and something, and he gained like 30-something yards. I'm like, where the hell have those routes been all season? You came from that system. You brought it with you from Green Bay. This is what they do. And you finally do this now? You know what I mean? Like it's like these are the things that frustrate me, and these are the things that people, if you don't understand systems and things like that, you're like, how could you know? This is why a lot of people don't want Justin Fields. But I'm like, Justin Fields can make these throws. These are simple throws. Anyone can make these throws. But Justin Fields, there's a lot of hate because they don't understand like the hierarchy, the higher football level that we think and the way it goes into the game. Let me go back to the defense because I don't want to get on Justin Fields anymore. Okay. Eddie Jackson gone. He has an $18 million cap hit next year. Last year of his deal. Is he gone? I'm not gonna try and sway you either way.
I would say so. Yeah. Is he an $18 million player?
I don't even have to think about that. And at this stage of his career, no.
No, he's not. So $18 million players exist up front. And guys in the back end, you know, if you're not one of those, if you don't, by the virtue of you being there, who's the guy in San Diego? Not San Diego, sorry. For the Chargers. Derwin James, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that guy is a linebacker in a safety's body that can also play corner. So that's an $18 million guy on the back end. Eddie Jackson, I've never seen cover anybody. I've seen him get tip ball interceptions. I've seen him read the quarterback and make or miss tackles on occasion. I don't see it. And so unless you're going to be that kind of guy, then no. And the Bears have proven, and Ryan Poles has proven, that unless you are that guy, you're not here. And we'll go get somebody younger, cheaper, and we'll build through the draft and free agency and so on, just like they've done. That's my answer.
I think he might be gone. I also think that they may ask him to restructure. And if he doesn't, I think he's gone. And I do think that they draft his replacement this year. I think you really have to, because the Bears aren't going to win the Super Bowl in 2024. As much as I would love that, I couldn't even say that with a straight face. So, give this guy, whoever his defensive or whoever his replacement is going to be, give him a year of development. Get him acclimated with the other 4 or 5 DBs that you have in there that you're going to play with consistently, and get some chemistry there. So when you do take over in 2025, it's not the transition will be seamless, because you will have had time, you will have had plays. So I really hope they draft this his replacement. What about, let's go to the other side of the ball, because I think we're pretty set on the defensive side of the ball when we talked. Offensively, what about this offensive line? Are you good with it, or do you think we need to upgrade at any one or in any position? If so, which ones?
So, okay, let's go from right to left. Worst set at right tackle. Right guard, nope. Center, nope. In my opinion, Tevin Jenkins, who obviously gave up a sack, is, in my opinion, their best interior lineman. And then you got Braxton Jones at left tackle. He's a hell of a lot better than he was last year, but is he an elite left tackle? Will he ever be one? In my opinion, no. He'll be solid. He'll be a great swing tackle. So go get an elite left tackle. And then through other means, get a center. He could end up in the draft, a center. He could end up in, as somebody else's cap casualty. Who knows? And, I don't think we didn't have a full off season of who's the guard that's playing right guard?
Nate Davis.
So Nate Davis didn't get a fair shake this off season. Maybe he's worth, giving him that benefit of the doubt for this next season. I don't know. But I think there needs to for sure be upgrades across the offensive line.
Nate Davis had the family issue. It came out to light that his mom was sick. She had been sick for a while until she passed. And so I do give him some leeway. I do cut him some slack. I think we need help at center. I think Patrick has been god awful. I'm okay with maybe not drafting a stud left tackle, because I do think Braxton Jones can be an above average left tackle. But I think that center position needs to be fortified. All right. There are just too many times that you get pressure up front. I mean, right up the middle before the quarterback even hit the top of his drop. And, that middle of the line, it's frustrating, especially when you have a guy like Justin who can step up and run. If pressure's come up the middle, you can't step up and run. You can't follow through. You can't, as you well know. So I think the center position is where we need it. And if you can, and trust me, I would not be mad, Erik. I would not be mad if you do what you do up at the first, second, and third, whatever you want to do, trade back once, trade back twice, okay, and you want to take Marvin Harrison. I would not be mad if you went after an old tackle. I would not be mad. You can never get mad. I like you. You're a quarterback, so I don't think I think you're in his boat too. You can never get mad fortifying the offensive line. It's not sexy, but damn it, it's when it's not there, you damn sure know it.
It sure is sexy when you're able to throw unabated.
Yeah.
Then it gets real sexy.
Yeah. So I think I'm okay with it. Give me your thoughts on this. And this is another thing. If people if they're set on Braxton Jones for another year, okay. What about with their first 2 picks, depending on when after their first pick, maneuvering down or whatever, you're able to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and Brock Bowers, a tight end from Georgia.
Love it. Either one. And who knows?
No, both. What if you get Marvin Harrison with your first pick? And
Great. Do it. So you've got 2 elite players there, skill players, and I don't know. So I'm asking Brock Bowers in terms of blocking, in terms of being a hand on the ground blocker tight end. How is he?
I remember, and I didn't see a lot, but I do remember listening to people saying he can do it all. He's a
is
tight end.
He a George Kittle type?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Cole Kmet to me is not.
Correct.
Cole Kmet's
I agree.
More of a Travis Kelce type tight end. Smart, great hands, great feel for where to go and how to get there. And the combination of those 2 could be special. And obviously Marvin Harrison Jr. by himself is special, but to pair him up with DJ Moore. And again, why DJ Moore isn't Deebo Samuel 2 right now, I'm not sure. But again, hopefully that can get addressed with the new coach and new offensive coach. And then again, somebody's got to come out of this running back group and be more versatile. Be more versatile than always just exiting out of the backfield. Got to be a guy that you can line up in the slot, motion around like a Christian McCaffrey, or I'm trying to think of who else. No one else comes to mind right this minute, but there's been others where you can in some way get him matched up on a linebacker. Now that is, advantage Bears. There's got to be somebody like that. I'm thinking already here, Rashawn Johnson possibly, or Khalil Herbert maybe.
Travis Homer was supposed to be that guy, and he just hasn't been yet. He hasn't been.
Okay, but I'm saying to your point,
another one. Yeah.
What about Brock Bowers and Marvin Harrison Jr.? Super. There's guys already here. I think that you could have them become or utilize them in a more versatile way than what they're currently being utilized.
Yeah, and that's the biggest issue is that is that these guys that they weren't utilized properly, and that was I agree with you, DJ Moore. Finally, they started putting him in a slot. Finally, they started putting him in motion. I'm like, thank you. Put him in motion so you can't jam him. All right, get him out, get a free release. There's so many different things you can do with a guy with that who's that awesome, and you can't jam him because he's coming off the line. He's coming in motion. There's just so many, and that was part of the frustrating part.
Here you go. Here's something. Remember how the Bears once used William Perry, refrigerator, in the backfield. You know where they got that idea?
San Francisco, the year
using
before.
Guy McIntyre.
Yes,
so
sir.
Why couldn't that be? You get your elite left tackle. Why couldn't that guy be Braxton Jones? Because
that makes sense.
That was Trent Williams this year.
Trent Williams went in motion a lot. I was like, are you kidding me? Like he's in motion? And Eric, I'm telling you.
Athletes come in all shapes and sizes, man.
Yes, they do.
What I'm saying. You get one of those at left tackle, and then you got Braxton Jones to be your swing tackle and the hammer on all running plays.
On short yardage.
Where you need a yard to become 4 yards, that's Braxton Jones.
Dude, because I said it so many times. You give me my thing in the game is attitude, is sending a message. What better way to send a message? Who's your best lineman? Oh, this 3-tech? No problem. First play, he's getting wham-blacked by a 300-pound guy with a head start. Come on, man. And I'm not saying that he's going to quit. What I'm saying is he's going to say, oh, shit, let me buckle up my chin strap a little tighter because these boys are here to play. It's an attitude, and that's what I've been harping. That's why I asked Justin Fields that question a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, do you have it? I mean, this is Chicago, man. It's not. We're tired of this pitching on fourth down and all these trick plays, all that cute stuff. I think is what I said. This cute stuff, dude. There's got to be a point where we line up and you're just like, damn, dude, they're gonna get it. I know we got to play defense, but they're gonna get it.
Think about how the NBA's changed, right? You're not drafting positions. You're drafting versatility.
Yeah.
So the stage is now set. So think about that when you're drafting whoever it is you're drafting.
Yeah, that's true. Because it is the positionless basketball is what they call it. Positionless basketball. Dude, that's crazy. So, Eric, you're still on that train with the number 1 pick. You're taking Caleb Williams. Is that it?
No, not necessarily.
No? Okay.
No, because like I said, you've got I'll throw out some names out there that are not Caleb Williams and not Drake May.
You got Penix. You got Bo Nix. You have the kid who won the Heisman from LSU. I mean, there's three. You don't forget, you still got JJ McCarthy officially come out yet, but once Harbaugh leaves, he's leaving.
Yep. Okay. Right. So here's my angle right there. Of the ones you just mentioned, if you couldn't have any but Bo Nix, how would you feel?
If I couldn't have any of them, just Bo Nix.
Yep.
I'd be okay with it.
Okay. So let's say you drafted, you took that number 1 overall pick and you traded back to do all the things you just talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And you ended up with, I don't care, left tackle, Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison Jr. You ended with some combination of 2 or 3 of those. And then as a fallback, you got Bo Nix. How would you feel?
I'd feel real comfortable.
Damn right you would.
I feel real comfortable.
So that's what I would do. I would find a way to accumulate picks, improve at other positions, and then get a Bo Nix type guy. So I'm drafting versatility and leadership and attitude, a guy that knows here's a guy that's played in a couple different systems because he started out at Auburn, went to Oregon, and was a couple of points away in 2 games from being in the college football playoff himself.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I would do. Is there that much difference between Caleb Williams and possibly Drake May and Bo Nix? I don't think so. But what you could get falling back to Bo Nix tilts the scale in Bo Nix's favor.
I agree. Eric, were you reading my mind earlier? Because one of the things I wanted to do was that
we
get a quarterback.
Fighting on the hotel room floor to now I'm reading your mind.
Now we're drinks at the bar.
After the fight. Right?
After the fight. Like, why are you fighting? I don't know. Let's go get a drink.
That's it.
I think that's perfect. You know what, Tyson? You're going to have to fight for this job. You know what I mean? And so you fight for the number 2 or 3 spot, get a quarterback, and there's plenty of good ones. You get them in the 2nd or 3rd round. Man.
Because don't forget this, too. Guess who you got waiting in the wings right now? Tyson Bagent.
Yeah. But yeah. And I would give him the heads up, the early lead if they still had the same system. Because Tyson ran that system, operated that system very, very well.
Okay, but they're not going to have
get another one. So now it's going to have.
He'll adapt to the new one just as well as he did the first one because he wasn't around before that anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's one of those guys. He's a rat. He's a gym rat for basketball, but he's a film junkie. Is what I think. So it's going to be interesting. And I would love to get another quarterback down the 3rd round. And who knows? That could be the quarterback of the future. And if not, it could be just a great backup. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But the Bears are in a great position. I'm excited about how this is playing out, and we're just going to see. So first dominoes have fallen, and we'll see if how everything else falls into place. Erik, great stuff. I appreciate it as always. Do me a favor though, let everyone know where they can find you online. Don't forget to tell them about your book.
Yeah, you can always find me at EK Pass, and then the book titled "The Ultimate Comeback" is available on Amazon. And actually, I'm heading out to Detroit on Thursday to not only go to the game on Sunday night and watch the what would be the ultimate matchup of this super wild card weekend with the Rams coming to town against Detroit, but also do a couple of book signing events.
That's awesome. Awesome. Let them know about your book. Where to get it?
Yeah, Ultimate Comeback on Amazon.
Dude, that is awesome. Congratulations. And again, thank you for the copy.
You got it, my man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the time as always. Talking a little Bear football, getting ready for now the off season. Some, as you'd mentioned, some moves have already been made. Stage is set to move forward.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest off season in Chicago Bears, at least this century. Mm-hmm. After last season was the biggest off season, and now this one's even bigger. Which is, you know what that means? That means it's good. All right, that means it's good because you got good players. You've seen the development. You've seen the growth of this team. You've seen Darnell Wright. You've seen Tyreek Stevenson. You've seen what DJ Moore can do. All these things. You've seen Terrell Smith, even though he kind of got he kind of got his ass handed to him, the rookie. But it's part of the process.
It is.
All right, it's part of the process.
Won't be a rookie next year.
Damn sure won't. And he'll have a lot more. He's starting not from rookie, but he's starting from experience, from getting your ass. Trust me, you and I both know experience and getting your ass whooped is the best teacher. The best teacher out there. So
yeah, there's no growth and there's no greatness without first experiencing some adversity.
Ain't that the truth? Last question before you go. I almost forgot. Do you sign Jalen Johnson?
That all depends. I mean, they haven't yet.
Right.
And the Jalen Johnson's replacement could already be playing for the Bears. And again, possibly. I mean, he's obviously got enough. He's got the talent, but does he have the right attitude? I don't know. I mean, there were times this year that we didn't see that. And so you kind of have to, again, David Montgomery got away, and I never thought that would happen, but he did. And now he's an integral part of a Lions resurgent team. So, is Jalen Johnson the guy? If you were to start a franchise, would he be a guy you'd want in your locker room? I don't know the answer. The Bears do, and the Bears have had some discussions about this. I guarantee it.
Cool, great stuff, Erik. We'll talk soon. I appreciate it.
Okay, my man. Take care.
All righty, bye, guy. That's Erik Kramer, former Chicago Bears quarterback, talking Bears football. Man, I told you we went from wrestling in the hotel lobby to drinking at the hotel bar. Let's take a quick one and come. You know what? No, we'll stay here. We'll stay here. We'll close it out. I want your thoughts. Your thoughts. Okay, if you just heard or you have not heard, okay. The Bears have fired offensive coordinator Luke Getsy and also quarterback coach Andrew Janocko. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But they fired their offensive coordinator and their quarterback coach. Luke Getsy is remaining. Luke Getsy will remain as head. The Bears will retain head coach Matt Eberflus. So I assume the defensive side, and again, I misspoke. If you missed it earlier, I misspoke and said they got rid of the whole staff. He's the only one coming back, and I was mistaken. I didn't confirm that before I said it, so I want to apologize. Just came across the board. Connor Bedard out 6 to 8 weeks with his broken jaw. Okay, got it. But that's the news. Matt Eberflus stays. Luke Getsy and Andrew Janocko are gone. This is the biggest hire in Chicago Bears history. I was on Twitter, and this guy, it's so funny how toxic people have been, how just, you know what kind of, no one's positive, everyone's negative. He mentioned Cutler, and he said, oh, Cutler, the guy that, because I mentioned the offensive coordinators for Justin Fields, like, and I put up the article. Cutler was talking yesterday about he'd bring back Justin Fields and put people around him, and he said, "Oh, this is Cutler, the guy who needed an upgraded running back, offensive lineman, and wide receiver." And I said, "Dude, Cutler didn't ask for that." I said, "The reason is that offense or those offenses didn't do well. They had a different offensive coordinator every year. They had 6 offensive coordinators in 8 years, 7 play callers in 8 years. Come on. Like, I don't think people understand. And the thing that bugs me is people want to gloss over because it doesn't fit your narrative. It glosses over. So what you're telling me is parenting isn't that important. A kid's just going to be a good kid because don't worry about it. No. Teaching, coaching, parenting, raising kids, that's all important. That's very important. And for people to gloss over it is like, it's just because it doesn't fit their narrative. Like, well, that doesn't make sense. You know, when Erik said, well, who did CJ Stroud sit behind? I'm like, he sat behind nobody, but he had a guy who knew how to use them. He had a guy who knew how to marry routes with protection and how to get the route tree efficient, so he doesn't have to stand from right to left, back to right. All right, he cut his time down in the pocket. People don't understand how important coaching is, which I don't understand, because if you work at a company, You don't understand how important leadership is? You don't understand how important when you have a good manager, you have a good boss, you have a good supervisor. We've all had situations. Well, I shouldn't say we all. Most of us, or many of us, have had good coaches and bad coaches, and we can tell the difference. Some of us may have not had a bad coach. Some of us may have not had a good coach. But man, you see it. You see it in the way that they operate. You see it in the way that they perform. You see it in the little things. And what have I always told you? You take care of the little things, there are no big things. So you take care of the little things, and this is what an offensive coordinator does. He makes sure all your fundamentals are sound. So you take care of all the little things. Little things don't kill you. Poor, sloppy, lazy, dropbacks, ruins the timing. Improper first step. Be nice coming from the left coast. Hey, as soon as they get the date set for that game in Frisco next year, I'll get my plane ticket. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know who they tab. It's most likely not going to be Roman. He's most likely going to go with Harbaugh. What I want is I just want an offensive coordinator. I shouldn't say just, because it's asking a lot, but this is what offensive coordinators do. I want offensive coordinator to focus on Justin and make sure and hold him accountable. Okay? And as I just talked, little things. I want him to focus on, hey, you got to get back quicker in your drop. Your drop's got to be quick. 1, 2, 3, bounce, throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bounce, throw. I need him to marry routes or route combos, so he can stay on one side of the field and not have to go back and forth. I want to see him move the pocket a little bit. I want to see him use the run game. I want to see him get creative with the run game, like we talked about. If you want to go draft your stud left tackle, cool. But then use Braxton Jones as an eligible receiver coming in as a lead blocker. Give me a 300-pound tackle with a head start. All right, get me some stuff. Give me some fun stuff. I did, Brandon. And then Erik said, he showed me a different light. He's like, no, well, because they're staying with Flus now, they're not going to fire Flus after 1 year. After 24, they're not going to fire Flus. So if that's the case, then it means that they could very well do that. All right, new OC, new quarterback. So I'm not convinced that they stay with Justin. I'm not. I thought it did, and then Eric's like, no, we talked about it. I'm like, So, yeah. Crazy Ace. I mean, putting all our receivers on one side of the field isn't the way it's done? Yeah, I agree with you, Brandon. But the only thing is, I need continuity. I'm not afraid to lose a guy, but give me somebody, Shorty, huh? I wanted Justin to say that I'm sick of the rinse and repeat shit, so now I say give the new OC Caleb Williams. Okay. One of the things, would you be okay, Mr. Shorty, and everybody in the chat, to do what Erik said? I thought this was a great idea because I like it. You don't have to get one of the top quarterbacks. You go still get more picks. And I'm not saying you're going to hit on other picks, but give me a pool of first and second round picks to choose from, as opposed to one guy. And then whoever you bring in, man, the situation that they have set up, you can go get a quarterback next year or in 2 years. That's why, remember, my plan is you pick up Justin's fifth-year option. So now he's here for 2 seasons, for 24 and 25. And guess what? You still got an extra first-round pick in 24 and 25. Or 25, it'll be 25 and 26. So when you're ready, if you want to move off of Justin, you can go get your top quarterback because there's going to be another generational quarterback coming out in 25. And there's going to be another generational quarterback coming out in 26. So you're going to be able to get one. We have been. They do everything backwards. You know, it looked like they had Flus before the general manager, and I'm telling you, my opinion was they said, hey, listen, you can pick anyone you want from these 3. I think Eberflus was in that 3. Well, I feel, because I don't know. I wasn't privy to that. But then you hire so you get the coach, in my opinion, then you hire the general manager, and then you hire the president. You hire it completely backwards. But we have the ability to get another quarterback next year or in 25-6. I don't know. To me, more picks is it. 1, I think it'll help Justin Fields. 2, if he's not the dude, like I said, you go get another stud. Go get the next generational quarterback with your 2 first-round picks that you can package and bring, you know what I mean, and bring in. This team's ready to win now. I say in 2025, the Bears should be NFC Championship game contenders. 2025, not this season, next season. This season, we should make the playoffs. Maybe lose the divisional round. Who knows? But who knows? Depending on who you get in the offseason. I told you, what if they trade Washington instead of asking for 3 first-round picks? Give me 2 first-round picks and Deron Payne. You don't want Deron Payne? Cool. Give me Scary Terry McLaurin. You don't want that? Cool. Then Jonathan Allen. If you don't want that or anything else, gotta go. I got all these lights are blinking. All these calls are blinking from teams. So you know the old saying, should have get off the pot. No? Okay, thank you. And believe you me, Washington knows that. Man, great show. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in and for supporting. I love it and appreciate it. Listen, if you missed this show will be replayed. I'm going to replay it at 8 o'clock. I got a lot of good feedback from 8 o'clock. Walls of Jericho, J2K, yes, give us a haul. It gives us long-term success. Yes, in addition to gaining more draft picks so you can continue to add first and second rounders to this talented team. Young. So, but I want to thank Erik Kramer for coming out talking Bears football with us. Great stuff. I want to thank you guys. You guys have been on fire this week, man. I love it. You guys are awesome. So, listen, for everybody here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, you have a wonderful day. It's cold out here in Chicago. I got to go pick up the warden now from her CrossFit class. It's cold. It's cold. Stay warm and text your loved ones. Let them know you love them. Please do. All right. I will see you on Friday. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9 a.m. to 11 Central Time. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, all right, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a wonderful day. And guess what? I am out.